Hey! What is that back there? What were you watching? What is that?
Watching? Nothing. I'm not watching anything. Man, what you doing back
I saw you earlier filming me. You're part of this, aren't you? Huh?
I want you out. Get out. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back.
Drop the ladle! Drop the ladle! Drop it. Is this a game? Huh? Is this a game you bet on? Huh? Take my girlfriend and nearly kill me for a fucking game? You part of this? Who are you?
I just make the burgers. I know nothing.
This isn't real. None of it's been real. This gun wasn't gonna kill anyone. It's not even real.
You shot my leg off!
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome to the Old Boys Podcast with me, Dan, and Jared's over there in the corner because I put him there, and everybody puts Jared in the corner. You know, we may or may not have made that joke before, but Jared, I came up with the most amazing thing over the weekend.
Oh, okay. What is it?
An Old Boy app. We have an app now.
Oh boy, yeah, old boy. That's that's what I should say whenever I'm like, oh boy. It should be old boy.
Yeah, so,
that'll catch on, right?
No.
Yes.
But
Oh.
so funny you mentioned that. Instead of what you just said, though, it has something to do with it. See, the Old Boy app, it has consolidated all of our catchphrases over the many podcast episodes that we have released onto SoundCloud. So my app goes in and selects all of them, so you can just play them at your whim. You know, like The Beast or
That's it. That's really it, honestly.
yeah. So yeah, that really is it. So basically,
They're all just the beast.
Yeah,
it's just
so-
one button, and when you press it, jizz shoots out of the screen onto your face.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we get the joke.
Yeah.
But seriously, I've invested like at least $200 into this so far, and we need to start promoting this so people will download it. You know, it's a $5 app, so you have to download it from the App Store for $5. And at any moment in time, you can hit the button, say The Beast, and then give us money.
Dan, I thought you were saving that $200 for your lip enhancement surgery, so you could have bigger, fuller Angelina Jolie lips.
We're not getting as many views as we want, so I needed to produce more content than just something that people want to listen to. We need to have hands-on stuff. We need to get people to download our stuff onto their phone so they can hit The Beast over and over and over again and give us money.
Well, you could have had hands-on young businessmen to grab your lips, and you could have them pay for that, just like caress your beautiful full lips.
See, well, okay, good thing I made a second Angelina Jolie lip app where you can just put it onto your face. Kind of like Snapchat, but only Angelina Jolie, and each time you do it, you pay the Old Boys Podcast $5.
See, that is a good idea.
Yes.
Like carrying around a phone in front of your face to have fake lips, and everyone thinks they're your real lips because they look so lifelike. Genius.
It is genius. Thank you. Everybody, stop what you're doing right now. Well, keep listening to us, but go to the App Store. I swear to God, the Old Boys Podcast app and Angelina Joe Lips, made both by me, Old Boy Dan.
Joe Lips.
Angelina Joe
Old
Lips.
Boy Dan. Did you change your name to Old Boy Dan?
As far as the listeners know, that's been my name the entire time.
Oh, what a mystery. We did watch a movie, Level Up 2016.
Oh, man.
You said something very interesting to me, Dan,
Yes, I did.
in a text before I had even watched this film.
Yes.
What
was that?
were the things you were telling me?
I was saying,
Oh.
I'm sorry for Level Up.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I said off air just now that this was my pick for the good movie because we played a game last week where it was like, if you lose, you get to watch this shit show. And if you win, you get to watch you know, a good movie. And I thought this was going to be a good movie, but it turns out it was not very good.
My God.
I'll tell you right now, both you and I are going to level up at least 10 times for the amount of fucking vanquishing we're going to be doing on this movie.
Well, here's this. I want to get this out of the way. So when you were reading the description of this movie, not only did I completely forget what the movie was about, I couldn't even remember what the title was. Mm-hmm. And when you were reading it, I was like, man, this movie sounds so fucking boring. And then when you were done talking about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I forget what I said. You guys could go back and make fun of me. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be good. And then you texted me like, hey, I'm really sorry about Level Up. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the fuck is Level Up? I couldn't even register that it was a film that you watched. I was like, what are you talking about? And when you watch this movie, why is it even called Level Up? I don't even understand why.
For the listener, I'm shaking my head in disbelief because I don't know. It really... It wasn't necessarily as much of a chore as Tokyo Tribe was.
Oh no!
But what I will say,
this is more of a cohesive film.
First impressions. What I will say is this film, like, I didn't even want to write notes for it. That's how bored I was. I was so disinterested. It took me a lot of effort to actually glue my eyes to the screen and not be distracted by like Pokemon Go or whatever the fuck.
Your own dick. You
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Hey, maybe I should fucking pay
that's
attention to this
how
thing
easy.
for an hour.
That's how, yeah. The slightest distraction somewhere else, like I would, if I saw a cockroach in the kitchen, like 25 feet away from me, I would stop.
Start chasing it.
Fucking chase the cockroach. Yeah.
You're like, maybe I want to do my taxes right now.
Basically, that's exactly how.
I could paint the house.
Now, to be fair, and we're gonna get into a little bit of this. There were some redeeming qualities to it, but overall, what really sent it down to shit was the writing. Just was not cohesive.
I would like to say the best parts of this film are the cover of the film, the art. Whoever did the art for this movie is fantastic. And the music in the film I liked a lot.
Now, I kind of like brought that point up because you were texting me about it last night too, whenever you were watching it.
Uh-huh.
I want to comment on the new way in which Netflix is duping the entire world. Anybody who's subscribed to Netflix, this is what's happening. And I'm pretty damn sure that my theory is 100% solid. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that I'm 100... Okay. I'm not going to say I'm 100% correct, but I am going to say that.
But I'm 100% correct.
No, my theory, the theory is going to be 100% strong, basically. So Netflix does not want to spend the rights to distribute like the good movies. So what they're doing is they're taking in movies that like are from no-name directors and are just independent features and things like that. And what they're doing is they're having their creative team Photoshop really amazing covers to entice you to watch the film. Like from what, like maybe a significant scene from the movie, the creators of Netflix, they will take that scene and make it look really interesting and make that the cover of the film instead of like the typical DVD cover, where it's like one single thing, because Netflix updates that a lot. Like every month or so, the cover of a movie will change it.
Yeah. So you think that Netflix is personally adding covers to these films?
Yes,
they have a team of people they've hired.
Absolutely, because they're trying to entice you to watch shit that they don't. This is the shit that we want to afford, so we can line our pockets and not give to you. So we're gonna buy the cheap shit and try to make it glitter like gold. Essentially, that's what I think is happening.
So, there's a few spins on that, because you could say, well, they're just trying to help like indie startup, independent filmmakers get their movie out there, and give
that's another spin. I agree with that. However, do you know, even though they can spin it like that, even though they can say, oh yeah, we're helping these people out, realistically, the outcome is the same. They're spending less money than they need to.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, they are. They may be helping somebody, but the end goal for Netflix is not to help them. To spend less money is the end goal for Netflix, and that's kind of getting shitty. I think if you're gonna, I appreciate helping startups, but at the same time, give me the shit that I actually signed up for Netflix 6 years ago with.
Yeah, it does seem like they're moving towards more Netflix originals and paying more money for those and less money for the actual movies. And they're just kind of putting whatever direct-to-video fucking film they can on here. Because it costs too much money to get the rights, maybe, for a lot of these
That's
other
what
films.
I'm assuming.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And they just don't want to spend the money on it anymore, I guess. I don't know. All I know is Netflix is starting to piss me off. And quite honestly, eventually that's going to be $8 less that I have to spend a month, you know?
Yeah, we might start branching off because Dan already has Amazon Prime. I just got it actually, and we might, I don't know, who knows? We might move to Hulu. We might just start branching out
Because at least
Spreading little
Hulu
fucking
and Amazon
wings.
Prime always have like 1 to 2 obscure 80s movies per month or per week,
Yeah,
which
and
is
the
really
main,
why I started watching Netflix in the first place.
Yeah, the main thing with this show is I wanted people to be able to to have a very easy time finding the films that we watch.
Yes.
And that makes sense in a
Not
way,
the
but if
Frozen
you
guy.
also watch this maybe a year from now, who knows what licenses have gone and, come and gone. That all changes. Like with that fucking movie Valley of the Dolls was only on there for like a day or so when we decided to review it. And it was totally gone. So more shitting on this film. This movie's fucking terrible.
Yes.
And what makes it really bad
Is everything.
is everything. No, it's the reason I'm so sad about this movie and I don't like it so much is how mediocre and ho-hum it is. It's like somebody saw like how like an action adventure kind of a film, like a thriller type of movie works, and they're like, "Oh, I can do that," and then just sat a camera in front of scenes that they thought were supposed to work and just filmed all of that without like having any kind of directorial like words are fun, without having any kind of director style to it, not doing any real camera shots. It's just kind of like, here's the scene, okay, next thing. And it's so fucking boring. The acting is really boring. The writing is, everything is just like mediocre in this film.
The writing especially. Writing really pissed me off.
Fuck, it's so boring. You don't care about the characters or anything that's going on. It's just a man walking around doing nothing for no reason. And the payoff, when you finally get what's going on, you're like, I don't give a shit. Because no one else in the film cares.
The purpose of the film is just non-existent. And like they
Yeah,
try to
like-
make a point, which we're going to get
What is
into
the
about
point?
gaming. We'll
Usually
talk about it when we get
films
to
have
it.
a point or something, some kind of theme
Okay,
or
so-
reason
so
to
here's the-
fucking
let's-
exist.
let's talk-
to either entertain you or do something.
Let's
This
just get
movie
right
is
into that.
fucking
Okay, this is what I gleaned
pointless.
from the actual movie as in terms of this is the universal truth we're trying to hit here.
Okay.
He's a gamer dude, and he spends
Yeah.
all day killing fake people on his Call of Duty stuff.
Yeah. They make sure that he's super lazy.
Yes.
And gets drunk during the day
And
is
doesn't
late
talk
to
to
go
his
see
girlfriend and things
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Now, basically, they try to tie it in at the end to let him know that he is now part of a game that is very violent. And it's like, okay, so if you are willing to do it in a virtual setting, why aren't you willing to do it in this setting? What makes it different here? And that is essentially the idea that this the director felt like he had a grudge against his college roommate. He's like, why you claim to be a pacifist, bro, but here you are just shooting up virtual people. You wouldn't do that in real life. That's what
fucking
exactly
stupid.
That's what it felt like.
Because if you think about films, think about all the fucking things that happen in a film. Like you watch like people die and like I just watched Battle Royale recently. You know how fucked up that movie is?
It's amazing though. I love it.
It's a fantastic movie, but that doesn't mean the creators of that film want to go around and kill little kids and put them on an island. It's called being able to separate reality from fiction, you know?
Here's my big takeaway from this film. The one thing that I think is good about this film. I like to call this type of film, and they're coming up a lot recently.
Trash?
Because you know how you said, like, it looks like somebody looked at what an action film looks like, and they just kind of set up a camera and hope for the best?
Yeah.
basically sometimes indie films can do that very well, and the camera here was like, it was a gorgeous looking camera. It looked really nice. So I like to call these types of films indie blockbusters. And whenever they are done correctly, like they pull off in a tremendous action film or a tremendous like drama line with no budget at all, but like that blockbuster aesthetic that makes it look really crisp and really nice and really like the thing that you would see this weekend wherever you're going, you know. I like that a lot. So this film is in the genre of indie blockbuster, but it sucked so much because the writing was just not there. There was no purpose there, like, because once you finally basically what happens, the plot is his girlfriend gets kidnapped, quotes, by a group of strange men in rainbow knitted ski masks.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad you brought this
what
up.
the fuck?
I wrote that down. Like, what the hell?
Not even intimidating at all. They just kind of stand there and stare at you with rainbow knitted ski masks on, which is insane. But anyway, they take the girlfriend, but it turns out that they didn't take her at all. They just they had a picture of a woman.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
What if I want to watch this film
Dude,
again?
no, don't watch this film. Just don't. I'm gonna play
Yeah,
Jared.
don't watch it.
I'm gonna play Jared's advocate. That's the new thing, because you're always the one that's like, just don't do it, don't watch it. No, I'm playing Jared's advocate today. Don't watch this fucking film. Anyway,
Playing
they
Jared's
trick him into going on this quest by showing him a picture of a woman tied up, and he just assumes that it's his girlfriend, but it's not. And he goes on this quest.
Well, they Photoshop it. He's not that stupid. He's not like, every woman I see is my girlfriend.
But they showed the same picture to a different dude.
No, it was the exact same pose, but the lady had like brunette hair or something, not blonde.
Oh.
So it was like slightly different. He's like, oh, this looks exactly the exact same photo, but like changed.
Oh, I see. Anyway, so he goes on this big quest, and he turns out that as he goes, he finds out that it has been happening to more than just him. Like, other people are on this quest together, and they have to kill somebody in order to get the loved one back.
Or do random shit. The whole movie's about do random shit, and people on the internet will bet on it. So the film is about do random shit.
Yes.
Because it seems like every spot they go, it's just some weird new random thing that they're going to be doing, and then people online bet whether he's going to do it or not, which is fucking crazy. I don't know how that can exist or how they haven't been caught yet. The whole logistics of this being a real thing and them having all these cameras and so many people being in on it is fucking impossible. So even that concept is difficult for me to grasp.
It's difficult to understand, but then they have like the biggest faux pas of the movie at that point is they unmask one of the dudes who's in charge. It's like,
and you think that's like a big revelation, and you're like, I don't even fucking know
like,
this guy. Like, who gives a shit?
If the whole thing here is this kind of this weird, mysterious aura of we're all gonna bet on people and we're not caught yet, don't fucking unmask anybody. That makes it more ominous. But the minute you unveil it, it's like he becomes important, and you didn't give him any significance at all, and it was really bad.
You never know who that guy is. I don't think.
No, you don't. You're not supposed to.
I mean, I didn't fucking know who he was, and well, like I said, one of the big criticisms of this film is it just seems like a bunch of random scenes all put together. Like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? Wouldn't it be cool if this happened? There's only one scene in this film that I actually liked, that I actually thought was good and had actual things going on besides a man walking around looking at shit. And even that kind of got marred pretty badly later on in that actual scene. So before we go any further to even talk about the film, the director, Adam Randall, he wrote and directed this film. I feel bad for being so harsh on his movie. I mean, we're going to be pretty harsh on it. Because the thing that, like I said, makes it so bad to me is how mediocre it is. It's just like, I was so bored within the first like 10 minutes of the film. You know, like in a normal film, you usually get around 30 minutes to have some character development. So you actually start to care about the character and his story, you know, so you can get invested in like whatever adventure he's going to go through. And this, they immediately throw you into, it's some random asshole who's going to be running around doing things that the cell phone man tells him to do. And all you know about the main character is that he's a selfish fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how am I supposed to get attached to this guy when I don't give a fuck about him? And he makes video gamers look bad.
That was like
he's just a walking stereotype that I'm supposed to care about, I guess. So it's like, fuck this guy. I don't give a shit about his hero's journey. It's not even a hero's journey. It's him jerking off all over the place.
Not even
with
that.
Like,
I would rather
people
watch that.
staring at him and not speaking. You know how many fucking scenes of him going like, oh, hey, oh, am I supposed to be here? And someone just fucking smiles and stares at him and doesn't say anything. Like, does that sound fun? It's like they're trying to mimic David Lynch-esque kind of things, or trying to have like a mystery to the movie without having anything to say. Because there's a lot of repeated symbolism with porno mags where they either show it or talk about it, and there's a lot of symbolism with the video game stuff.
Oh, speaking of which, I was commissioned recently to do this. This episode of Old Boys Podcast is brought to you by Hairy Ladies. Hairy Ladies, whenever you need them, they are there for you.
Was that the name of the porno mag?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, it's so lost. What the fuck? And just now, I looked at...
Did you get my joke? I said for you, and I said Hairy Ladies.
No. What now? Well, I'm sorry?
Fur, hair.
I'm sure when I
Women.
listen again, I'll get it. I'm sure I'll get it later. Well, you like furries? You fucking weirdo?
No, I just like furry women.
And I almost want to say maybe this guy could do a better job with a better script, but he fucking wrote it himself.
I don't think so.
Looking at his next movie, I have lost all hope because I'm like, maybe this guy
What is
could
the
make
movie
a film.
called?
I Boy.
No. Already no. Give me the
After an
plot.
accident, Tom wakes up from a coma to discover that fragments of his smartphone have been embedded in his head. And worse, that returning to normal teenage life is impossible because he has developed a strange set of superpowers.
What was his name?
Director's name is Adam Randall.
Adam Randall. Adam, buddy, let me tell you how reality works. Whenever you get in an accident and your iPhone ends up in your head, it stops working.
Your
Just
brain
like-
stops working too.
Yeah, your brain stops working. Just like whenever you are online and people are taking bets and placing bets on other people's lives, the police shut that down pretty quick. Especially if you're in kind of a more restrictive nation state, such as wherever they speak British and or Irish.
Like Germany, I think. So, like we said, his girlfriend gets kidnapped, and while he's passing out, a man with a bullhorn just starts yelling at him like, "Do not go to the police. Do not do anything we do not tell you to do, and your girlfriend will be safe. And you have to deliver this package." And they strap a giant vest onto him. And they're like, "Take this package to blah, blah, blah." And the vest has a camera in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at one point in the film, he realizes there's a camera there. It's like, why doesn't he just kill that camera or get rid of it or something? I don't know. So he begins his journey, the hero's journey. He gets told to go to a Subway, I guess, to go deliver the package on his vest to a Dimitri. And how they spelled the name Dimitri, it's like D-M-R-I-T-I.
Mm-hmm.
Should it be like D-I, like Dimitri? Is it Dimitri?
No.
Have you seen it spelled that way?
Yeah, I've seen it spelled that way.
Dimitri? All right. Guess I'm the weirdo this time.
But, okay, so basically, whenever you get into the hero's journey, like, that Dimitri fellow should have been, technically, what the archetype of the mentor.
Oh, okay. So he, like, meets him, and the guy's, like, trying to help him.
Yeah, there's,
when he
like,
finally meets him, you
Exactly.
mean, yeah.
It's supposed to be like that if we're, like, really going to riff on the hero's journey. Like, he would be... Like, the first step would be the mentor, and sometimes the mentor comes first, like Gandalf to Frodo, like, something like that. But still, that archetype is there. In this one, there was no fucking archetype. Like, you can't call this a hero's journey because nothing happened. Like, there's no rising actions, and even there are, but they're not related.
You know what? Listening to you say that makes me hate this movie even more, for the simple fact that there's like a morality play trying to happen in this film. Like, the film is trying to say something, but I do not give a shit about what it's trying to say so much that it makes me see red. I'm
Yeah.
just like mad that it wasted my time for how like simple and stupid
Okay.
the message it's trying to get
So-
across. Like everyone is a fucking 8-year-old. If you're an 8-year-old, you'll be like, "Whoa, this is a really deep movie."
Let's see how
And
angry
I totally
you can get
get
right
what
now.
they're trying to say.
Let's see how angry you can get right now. This was the pick. Okay, this was the good pick. Here's the bad pick. Ready?
All right.
I was going to make you watch Absolution, starring a fat Steven Seagal.
That sounds good.
Really?
No, it doesn't. Steven Seagal is awful,
Yeah.
especially in his later years.
Yeah. No. He has.
Where he like lazily beats up everyone. Doesn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
try
yeah.
to do kung fu or whatever he fucking does.
But this one,
Tai
he's like
Chi.
kind of. It almost, the plot read like a fucking, almost like a remake of Leon the Professional, but with Steven Seagal.
Wait. We on The Professional?
We on Natalie
Dan,
Portman, the Professional.
Could you please pitch We on The Professional?
Well, of course, I just said it. Basically, take that subplot that Luc Besson wrote out, where it was kind of pedophilia and it was really weird, but instead of weeding it out, we put it back in and we include more creepy scenes where Jean Reno takes out his dick and wheezes onto Natalie Portman because he is French after all. So he's I'm going to
no.
wee on you
Oh,
because
no.
like he can't say.
I
pee.
like his name is Jean Reno.
Yeah.
That just made me. At first, I thought you were like genre. No,
Jean
like you were
Reno.
weeping. You were weeping for the action genre. It's a pretty good pitch. My pitch for
You don't get a pitch.
We on The Professional is Pee Wee Herman as Leon the Professional. The entire film is exactly the same, but it's Pee Wee Herman. And certain illusions that you could have as Pee Wee Herman as the professional with a young girl that he's trying to protect, and maybe gets into bed with, and maybe they kiss.
That is
no big
the
deal.
best fucking pitch ever.
But We on The Professional. Thank you.
Oh my god, that was so smart.
I
Because
know,
that's a funny
I actually-
joke,
I just
but
took a
then if you
bow.
actually
I mean-
think about that,
Mhm.
like
Uh-huh.
having Pee Wee Herman play a hitman.
Yeah, a hitman. Dan, I don't know if you think about this, but you should think about how funny and smart and
I really
and
should.
good I am.
I should
Yeah.
also think about the way in which I emphasize syllables in my words.
Syllables. And I feel like everything I say has a very deep and meaningful message that I is for everyone, and I really am trying to just get my message out there. And everyone should learn a moral lesson. And guys, another thing.
Nope.
Dan's on the motorcycle of Who Gives a Shit. Hey guys, watch me do a wheelie into Who Cares. Woo! Insert motorcycle sound effect.
Oh my god.
Hey, we found the funny. We
Really?
found the funny.
Dude, we've had the funny. We've had the funny. Now that we had a little bit of pillow for our shit sandwich that we're going to deliver to Adam
Yes.
slash Beardo in the movie. Dan's movie sense.
Dan's movie sense.
Whenever a movie sin comes out, it's a movie sins, but it's such a cliche that it's not just this movie; it's every fucking movie.
This entire
period.
film is cliche, but
Well,
yes.
yeah, but this is the thing that tips me over. Okay, if you're gonna have texting in your movie,
Mhm.
we are in the 21st century, and we have technology. We have cameras that can actually film phones and film them well. So film the fucking phone and don't put the text of the text message on the actual screen, like their subtitles. Because that's fucking stupid. Actually, zoom into what's actually being... Because they're already doing it. They had a bunch of scenes where they zoom into the actual fucking text message.
Yeah, they do it a few times.
So they immediately undermine that by putting the text on the screen. It's like, at least Just don't no at least either. Just fucking don't ever do that. Shame on you. If there's one thing that you should be ashamed of, Adam, with this film, it's not how mediocre it was. You can go back and you can reshoot some scenes. You can add a little bit more flair to it, but take that shit out. It's infuriating.
On that note, they should have done less texting, because in a film like this, I feel like, in any film really, that even with a bad script and very boring, mediocre shots, like, he directed this movie okay. It was just like, it wasn't the worst directorial debut I've ever seen. It's just kind of like, I'm filming a thing. Who cares? Like, I'm catching whatever's happening on screen. That's it. That's the amount of effort I wanted to put into it. But the main actor and the villain, the guy he talks on the phone a lot or whatever, they could have given them a fucking personality or done some better casting to actually have real actors be in that role. And they could have tried to have carried the movie.
No, I completely
Because if I
agree
gave
with
a
that.
shit about the villain, and if I gave a shit about the main character, and maybe their dichotomy together, it could have been way more interesting. Think about the phone calls we could have had.
I agree with that, but it doesn't even need to have, recognizable faces. It just needed to have development.
No, personality.
Well, no, not even personality. Like, personality comes into play even with personality. What personality are you talking about? I feel like what you're getting at is they need to have some kind of dynamic to where you are interested in both of them.
Yes.
But that would have came directly from having a backstory. Giving them
which would have
purpose,
been the first 30 minutes, which would have made fucking sense. So it's like, you don't care about everything that's happening in the film because you fucking hate the main character. And there's no reason for the villains to be torturing the main character other than they're just doing it because. So it's like, who gives a shit?
And like think about all the films that are kind of like this that have done it so much better. Like, typically these films are all about having a certain amount of people in an enclosed space. Like Nine Dead or Cube or
Oh yeah, this idea for this is so unoriginal too. This whole like, I have somebody hostage and you have to use a phone and do exactly what I say.
Or you have to figure out why you were here. But like normally that's what it is. The characters in here typically want to figure out why they were being predisposed to this. Like in Cube, that was the thing. It's like, oh, we're all here for a reason. We have to find a way out. Or in Nine Dead, the guy who kidnaps all of them, it's like, you're all here for a reason. Figure it out, or I'm going to kill one person every hour. I'm the hour.
Yes.
And those movies are inherently compelling to me. I enjoy those movies no matter how many times it's done, just because like you can't not have an intriguing story. This had that same kind of plot, but just did not have an outlying purpose that I could latch on to get me through the movie.
There was none.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have anything to... Like, there was nothing pulling the rope that I was holding on to. I was just kind of floating in the water.
And it's like, we're like the audience on the internet watching it, where we're just kind of like... We're even less, because we're not even betting. At least they have something to do while they're fucking watching this.
So, let's talk about... Instead of bitching about how boring it is...
I'll never stop bitching.
Let's try
ever.
to give it a benefit of a doubt and go into some interesting scenes. Like... here, have sex with a woman to save your
That's
your
so
wife.
Fucking cliche.
But he doesn't do it, and he fights back, and for some reason, she also fights back, but she's a trained mixed martial artist who
that
can
shit
do
didn't make any sense.
Oh my god. That's the first time I almost turned this fucking movie off. I'm like, oh, goody, pointless sex scene. No, wait. Pointless woman who has no weight in the plot at all wants to fight back, even though she was put up to this in the first place. Maybe
it's also like a Russian martial arts master or something. Like, what the
fuck?
What made no sense? Oh, she never comes back. And I thought what they were trying to allude to is that he was actually in a video game. I thought that's where this film was going. Is that he was really stuck in a video game, and all of the things that he was doing were like a side quest or like quests in a video game, and he kept getting these quests, and that's why whenever he would fail to do something, the bad guy was like, "Oh, well, you failed the quest. Here's another quest."
You know
So
what's really
I thought
weird,
that's
then?
what was going on.
She looks like Sonya Blade, and she fights like Sonya Blade, and then he looks like Kano from the first Mortal Kombat movie. So I guess that makes sense.
like a doughy Kano.
A doughy
like Kano's
Kano.
like doughy Kano. Can we pitch doughy Kano right now? Dan.
Doughy Kano. So the Pillsbury Doughboy, he has all the same injuries that Kano has from Mortal Kombat. So he has half the face, and it's like kind of this bionic eye, and he rips people's hearts out, right? But that was in his prime. Now he's a fat slob who sits around all day. And,
Family man.
Yeah, family man. No, not even family man. He's a smelly dude who has a crush on his tenant, but not really. Like, because she doesn't give him the time of day. But realistically, if he had the opportunity, he probably would, but then would feel really bad about it, and he would just go back and feed his cats.
I think of it almost as like a Married with Children, Eraserhead kind of a thing, where he's got a office job, a small cubicle office job, married with children, and he's fat slob who just sits on a couch with his hand down his pants and pines over the super hot next door neighbor that lives across from him and wishes he had a better life. But he's also Kano for Mortal Kombat.
I like it. Here's the deal.
But Jax is fucking the girl from across the hall.
Oh, see, there you go. You did it. Okay. This is how we have to do that from now on. Anytime. God, stop. Hold on. Okay. You keep adding. You already won. So
Hold up.
Like, you're 2 for 2 right now. So every time that we pitch a movie, that's how we should do it. Like,
bounce back and forth?
Who has the better pitch? And right now.
Oh, okay.
Right now, you are winning by 2.
Thank you. Well, I'm building off of things that you're saying, though, so.
Yeah, but
you're helping.
Yeah, by being the ground that you walk on.
Yeah, you're the wings.
How can I get anywhere without the stairs that I climb up?
Stupid girlfriend gets kidnapped. Who gives a shit? He gets on a bus because they say, go meet him at a train station, go meet Dimitri and give him the package. He's like, whatever. He's on a bus as a homeless guy. It's obvious that this homeless guy is going to attack him.
It's obvious that the homeless guy is not homeless either.
He's not homeless.
It's just a fucking kid that they made look dirty with
it's like the director's makeup. Like friend or something.
Yeah.
And he has a stupid cardboard cutout that says, give me the package, and the package is spelled wrong. So that means this guy had time to write, give me the package and do all this shit, unless the game told him to do this. You know what I mean? Like, dress as a homeless person and go on this bus and try to get the package. But it didn't make any sense. And the guy had a gun and everything. So it's like, why does this guy get a gun? And he got away from him so easily. I don't even remember how he got away from him. That was fucking pointless. So then he goes to meet Dimitri in the subway. He goes up to a guy and he's like, hey, are you Dimitri? And this dude in the suit who never says a word runs up to him and starts beating the shit out of him and trying to take the vest from him. And he
only the movie ended there.
Yeah, and he stabs, the main character stabs that guy in the neck, and you think, oh, this guy's been stabbed in the fucking jugular. He's dead. He's gonna bleed out and die. And then the main character gets up and runs away. The very next scene, he's running to jump on a fucking subway train, and this dude is running around like he doesn't have a cut on him. And when you look at his neck, there's just like a red mark. There's not even a cut there. It's like they just took fake blood and smeared it slightly on his neck.
Spoiler alert.
It's so stupid.
Spoiler alert.
What?
That guy's daughter was taken from him.
Yes, that's why he's trying to get the vest.
So he's now trying to get the vest like that. But the pure adrenaline that he feels because it's his only daughter, it's just so poignant that he must do everything, including not bleed out. If you were paying attention, maybe that would make sense, but you weren't.
I love this voice. You have to bring this voice back. It's like a critic that is about to ejaculate. If you don't
have to think
what I
retrospectively. You have to. It's going into what's his name too.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Alan Rickman. You have to.
I am your new teacher of the dark arts, Harry. Take off your robe,
Seriously,
Harry.
though, you don't get it. You have to go in and you have to think retrospectively. Whenever you actually find out it's his actual daughter going in, then you know that you have to go back into the film. He's like, oh, every time I saw him, he must have been really upset. I get it now.
There's a deeper meaning. Fuck you. Anyways, then I don't know, he goes to...
That guy's just called number one fan.
Yeah, and like every
apply
time...
to everybody.
Every time he fails
You
quest.
don't get it, guys. It's the Old Boys podcast. They can do whatever they want, including not talk about the movie if they don't want to.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to fucking cover everything in this film, because I don't
I'm
give a
just
fuck.
kidding. I'm being number one fan.
So then we get a series of, let's walk around and look at shit, and nothing happens. So he goes to
The Louvre.
some house with an old lady. The old lady never says anything, and
This
it's
is where
trying
we get
it's supposed to
hairy
be like,
girls or hairy
yeah,
women.
it's supposed to be like mysterious, and he sees a porno mag. I don't know. He sits around, then he walks into a room. The old lady brings him in there, and then we meet some girl. She's like, "You have to have sex with me in order to save your girlfriend." He's like, "No, I don't, because I already failed one of the other missions and nothing happened." So it's like, once I first fucked up the initial drop of bringing the package to Dimitri, and they're like, "Oh, it's cool, just do this new thing now." That's when I would call the police, because I know, oh, this is some kind of fucked up thing that doesn't make any sense. They're obviously not, they've already killed my girlfriend, or are not going to do it, because, you know, like, they didn't already do it. Usually when someone gets kidnapped and you don't do what they say, then those people die. Like, if I don't give you money, or if I don't go to the fucking subway station and bring the package to a man named Dimitri, that's when the bad stuff happens. Not, oh, just try again, it's fine. You go do you. Go do you, boo-boo. You know what? Why don't you go to Dunkin' Donuts, get yourself a coffee. No big deal. So, Russian lady beats up everyone. You think she's going to be a big major character that helps him throughout the film? Doesn't happen. She's fucking gone. You have no idea what's going on. And this is where he starts to realize, oh, people are filming me, because he finds a camera, whatever. Then he goes to a karaoke bar. He goes to the bar. There's a Japanese lady there who just smiles again, doesn't say anything to him. He's like, okay. So he starts walking and looking in all the windows. That's actually kind of a cool scene where he like sees all the businessmen and stuff. And then he goes into a room that literally says his name, Matt, reserved for Matt, has a smiley face. So he goes in, and he's sitting there, and Oh Danny Boy starts playing.
Mm-hmm.
And the
like,
prompter
sing.
says, yeah, sing for us. And he's like, I'm not going to sing. And then, can you explain what happens?
I can't. Somehow they rig the entire place to, like, do that crazy thing in every sci-fi movie with somebody with a chip in their head.
Yeah, like sonar,
yeah.
like a sonic sound blast that hurts him so badly that he is immobile and starts vomiting. And I'm like, is there like something in his brain? Is there a chip in his head? Why can't he leave? I couldn't understand.
What was
any
it?
of it.
God, what? Which one of the fucking cartoons did it? But the Brown Note. Was it
South Park. Yeah.
Because
It's basically
I feel
that.
that's kind of what it reminded me of, where it was like, let's just play the lowest note possible so everybody shits their pants.
Yeah. And then he starts singing like, "Oh, Danny Boy," and it's so unenjoyable. Like every gimmick and
man.
set piece in the film, it's just like, who gives a shit? I know you like it.
Well, no, I like karaoke, but this was not very intense karaoke. No, not you. I have the most intense karaoke. Like, I love karaoke.
Yeah, I think it's okay, I guess.
I love it, and I have intense karaoke sessions with that microphone.
I'm gonna let Dan talk about his favorite scene, because it's one of my favorites too.
One of the guys he passes, like, there's a bald guy in one of the rooms that he walks by first, and then on his way out, I forgot what prompts him to go out. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. But he's leaving the karaoke bar. He finally leaves. And on his way out, the guy who he saw that was bald, like, stops him in the middle of the hallway. And, like, desperately, he's like, "Hey, are you done? Will you sing with me?" And it's, like, super creepy and sincere. And, like, it was actually really well done.
The guy was almost about to weep. It looks like he's weeping.
Desperate.
He's like, "Will you spend time with me?" He's a super lonely businessman in that room by himself. And what's good about it, and why I like this little very small scene so much, is that Matt thinks everyone's in on the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks everyone he talks to is involved. So he thinks this guy is someone he's supposed to talk to. So he's like, "Wait, am I supposed to do something that you're telling me to do?" And then he realizes, oh, this guy's just a lonely, crazy person. So he runs away. And there's like moments like that feel almost like Lynchian. So there's a weird kind of like, we're trying to do something interesting here.
That's actually a good we're
buried
describing. Yeah.
by trash.
So he does have some Lynchian moments, which are kind of impressive, to be quite honest. But the overall mediocrity that we're talking about, just it's not worth the time. And at this point, after the karaoke bar, this is whenever I start to lose my shit. I write down, why is any of this happening? Why should we care? And then my notes is kind of Dwayne.
Dwayne.
That's not the right word.
You just drew a picture of Dwayne The Rock Johnson as the Scorpion King and Hercules?
Actually. Yes.
Combined
in one.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll give it two very small scenes I enjoyed. That and let's just say the next scene because I don't care. So we get to he gets the new objective. He's got to go kill some guy.
Keon.
He's got to go kill this drug dealer. So he goes to the drug dealer's house. He's all like fucked up and sad. And he sees this like these kids outside. These street punks are making fun of him. He's not even paying attention. He goes in and the doorman opens up. And I feel like this whole scene, it's a pretty long segment, but for the most part, I enjoyed a lot of it.
I didn't.
You did not.
I didn't. I at that point, because like I was already on the why do I give a shit train.
Yes. No, I feel the same way.
I didn't want to. I was not willing to just receive. So if you found any redeeming quality in this, it's just because I had already shut off. The
volume in your mind is already turned off.
Yes,
I gotcha.
Yes.
And again, what's so sad about how mediocre this film is it'll intrigue you and then maybe throw you a bone, and then after that, it's just like you don't get anything else. It's just fucking dead air from after that. So it's so rare when you get something that's actually interesting.
And then that reminds me. I remember I wrote a note about this too.
Okay,
it's a funny kind of thing, but movies.
I hope it is.
Movies for Sensei has more of a plot than this movie does. Our sister show that we are writing as amateurs.
Our basic, like...
has more of a plot.
Like, first draft, fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force ripoff. Yes. More of a plot.
It's incredible how that came to mind.
Mr. Science Theater ripoff, too, I mean. Let's be
honest.
So, the door opens, and we get this, like, thug, like, really intimidating thug guy. And I feel like he was the best actor in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Almost I like this guy a lot.
Channeling Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, and I'm like, why isn't this guy the villain? Why isn't he more in the film? Why can't I just watch him? Because every scene with him, even when he wasn't saying anything, just like his hand motions and the way he looked around, every like his facial acting, and this is like his facting was great. I was like, this guy is a real actor. It's almost like the whole film I hadn't been watching actors, and I finally saw a real actor. And I was like, oh shit, oh that's what an actor looks like. Okay, I kind of felt like, oh. Why can't we replace the entire film with people like this guy? Like, what's the deal? But even then, like I said, I don't think it would save it. Man, I'm being so harsh. Remember when I used to try to be nice to film?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember when I tried to, like, not be a total fucking asshole?
Did I rub off on you poorly?
Because, again, like, I understand so many people put so much work into this film, and that there are people who would probably enjoy it. You know, like, this is just my opinion, okay? I can understand that. If people like this movie, that's fine. I wish I could find enjoyment in this film. I don't want to hate every movie that I see. I go in thinking, I would like to enjoy this film. I hope it's good. So much time and money and effort has been put into it. They didn't make the film to make it bad. I know that. It's just how it turned out for me. And it's a cruel fate. But yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Whatever. So he pretends he's trying to buy cannabis. And the guy lets him in. He puts him in a room. This whole film is just a series of him being in small rooms.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that? It's
probably
just,
the same
let's
room.
Go to one fucking small room to the next. And he's in this apartment building with another druggie. We have another weird, Lynchian, bizarre, almost like Evil Dead-esque kind of a dream sequence thing where he imagines that his girlfriend is tied up in the next room.
That was actually really done really well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? And like the camera kind of like swoops out of the room, and it's like his vision, it's first person. And at this point, I thought, oh, it's going to turn into a first person shooter because he has a gun. They give him a gun, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be more the video game aspect of the film, which would have made sense. But what they did, I thought was interesting. And then he goes up to his girlfriend, and she's all tied up. He's like, oh, thank God I found you. Blah 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 blah. And then it turns out it was all just in his head. And I'm like, that was pretty cool. And then he kind of leaves to go kill that guy.
And then he steals his phone and realizes
Yeah,
that
he can't
Keanu
do
is
it.
getting the same messages that he is.
Yes,
So yeah, he can't
and-
bring himself to shoot it, but instead he looks at his phone and he's like, oh, wait a minute. That's like completely unprompted.
Yeah, it made no
Okay,
sense for him to check his phone.
two things don't make any sense. Number one, why did he get the phone? Doesn't make
Yes.
any fucking sense. Because he immediately opens it up and sees that there was the similar texts that he
Yes,
received
yeah.
about his girlfriend. Number two has a direct relation to that. This is 2016. Who the fuck doesn't
Preach
have a
it.
lock screen on their phone?
Preach it, sister. I was about to say that. If you didn't bring it up, why has no one locked their phone with any type of locking device? A simple password.
Four
the
digit password.
Yeah, anything.
Like most phones default to that too. It's like, would you like to set this up?
have
you
to.
have to.
It's fucking
So
crazy.
So dumb. Anyway,
Yeah, and that
Keon wakes up.
That one small note ruins the entire film. The entire film now makes no sense if it didn't already make sense to you.
Oh no.
And some people be like, "Oh, but Jared, but Dan, why does everything gotta make sense? Why can't you just enjoy the film?" And I'm like,
because you need to have
well, here's my
a
argument.
small dose
Yeah.
of realism in order to be engaged.
Yes. So why can't the film make sense and tell a good story? Why can't it do that? I mean, I'm sure there's definitely films that I love where there are certain things that don't make sense, but I tolerate them because of how well executed and written.
Well, no,
and
because
acted it is.
it's your argument for the like. Okay, I can tolerate this insane martial arts shit so
Yes.
long as they explain it and ground it in the film's reality. The film's
Yes.
reality is modern day 2016.
Yes,
Everybody
that's
has
the
fucking
universe
lock
it takes
screens.
place in.
Yeah.
Thank you. I completely fucking agree. That is why I pay you to be on the podcast and agree with me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So and then so Keon wakes up. There's like this big fight with him or something. He gets
we
all
have to get
fucked
audio
up.
of him being upset because his voice is so high pitched and crybaby-ish. He's like, "Where's my phone? Oh, where's my phone?"
Well, someone did. Someone took my fucking phone.
This will be fun.
Hey, listen. I'm a fucking dickhead. You playing that fucking game when I'm talking to? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Huh? And what the fuck are you laughing at? Huh? You think this is funny? No one is leaving here until I get my shit. You understand? You think this is a fucking joke? Huh?
Him,
Get up.
the other
Do
one.
you have my
There
shit?
was some-
Do
what?
you have my shit?
No.
Huh? Well,
No.
someone does. Where's the other one? Huh?
I don't know if it was supposed to be a joke or he was really trying to be intimidating, but I'm like, they needed to hire another actor. This does not seem correct. And the doorman is with the main character, and he's like, "Oh, when he gets riled up, it's gonna get real crazy." I don't know what he said, something like that. And
Now,
then
does he kill Keon? I don't even remember. Or
No,
does
he
just
never
run away?
does.
Okay, so this is the next
But-
scene
yeah,
is the pivotal scene in the entire movie, and it takes place in every fucking movie ever. It's the immortal "I can't start the fucking motorbike" scene. So let me spend about 30 minutes trying to start it up, and then finally leave whenever they finally catch up and try to shoot me.
So how he gets out of that scene is he pretends that the person who stole Keon's phone was the other druggie, and he pretends that his phone got stolen too. And he's like, "This guy stole my
That
phone."
was actually
He's
pretty
like,
clever. I did enjoy
yeah,
that.
it was interesting. And he's like, "I'm going to go down there because I know he's working with the guys downstairs. So I'm going to go down there and beat him up." So he goes down there. They all think he's going to go down there and beat him up. He runs up, hits the guy on the moped, tries to take it. Of course, tries to start the scooter or whatever, and he can't get away. But the chase scene, like those things go like 10 up to like 30 miles an hour, and these people cannot catch him. There's like a ton of people there. There was like a group of grown men surrounding him who could not stop him.
Mm-hmm.
It was so stupid. But yeah, I don't know if you wanted to build any more on that scene.
No, I want to go straight to where the film completely loses you if it hasn't already done so.
Yeah.
How the fuck does he find the diner and the final warehouse? How does he know to go there? Because they tell him to go somewhere else, and he's just like, "No, I'm going to go directly to where you are." But how does he have the information?
Yeah. So he starts going back to the other locations he's already been to and finding out they're all empty, which almost felt like pointless to me too. But yeah, I don't know how he gets there.
Yeah, he just fucking ends up where he's supposed to be. He figures it all out, and he gets there, and he's confronted by the knitted bros, the rain bros, the knitted rain bros, and they basically tell him how to get to his girlfriend because he like punches one of them. He's like, "Oh, you stood up to it. It's great. Well, here's your reward. Go find your girlfriend." And they send him upstairs. Mm-hmm. And upstairs, who is it? Not his girlfriend, but the insane guy who got daughter napped.
Yeah, the businessman. Yeah, they tell him that he has passed the test. They take the vest off him.
Yes.
And they're like, your girlfriend's in the other room. You did it, man. You did it. And by this time, he's already kind of figured out that people have been watching him on the internet. Because there's like this diner scene we totally skipped where he notices a dude is watching it on his laptop. And then he has such a dumb realization. He thinks he's like, oh, everything's a game. It's just all fake. None of this is real. And then he like accidentally shoots the guy in the leg. And I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. Does he actually think that everything is fake now? Like, what is he thinking?
Dumb.
And then that was that revelation. So then we have a very boring fight between these two.
But
I don't
with
think I've
a pretty
ever seen...
interesting climax or pretty interesting resolution to that fight.
I guess.
I
thought it was fucking dumb. Because that running scene, I don't think I've ever seen running filmed so boring, like in such a boring way. Gosh, it was like they're moving like molasses, like, and it just them running for so long down this long corridor. Dumb. Like it was really, really boring. And then one of the rainbow mask guys comes out and puts a gun in the ground and goes, They fight for it. They get into this other room. They're fighting. And then the main character grabs the gun and he's about to shoot the businessman.
And then he's like, just kidding. I'm
it.
Totally a pacifist. I can't do it. Because this isn't really a video game.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want? It's for me to kill this man. I can't do it. And then he throws the gun on the ground. He's like, I don't play video games anymore. I'm going to pay more attention to my girlfriend and my relations in the real world and get out of the video game world and quit being such a slob piece of shit.
Is that actually dialogue from the film?
Yeah, that was actually... Yeah, we actually just played a clip from the movie.
Wow.
What do you mean?
I don't remember that at all.
I'm going to quit sucking people's dicks in the street. And I'm going to start getting my life together and stop playing Call of Duty. And quit being a fucking nerd all the time. Fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Anyways.
Not a good movie, nor a good message.
Good message. It's fucking stupid. Like, very dated. Like, a dated message of, like, oh, people who play video games are fucking huge losers.
Like a right-wing message from 2003 with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Video games cause violence, and I think if you play video games, you're going to go and shoot people, and you're going to... Oh, I can't separate what's real and what's fake, because I'm a fucking mentally deranged 16-year-old that's antisocial and terrible with girls. That's maybe the reason, not because I'm getting on a huge tangent right now.
Maybe if you wouldn't shelter me so much, Mom.
Yeah, Mom. Maybe if you let me eat my ice cream at 8 p.m. like I want to. Mom. So, Matt, our titular character, throws the gun down.
Oh, his name's Matt.
In a very heroic end.
The character had a name?
Yes, he did. Unfortunately. And as soon as I wrote his name down, because I try to commit all the characters' names to memory and I'll write them down on every page. On page 2, I never wrote anyone else's name down after that. I don't know if there's any other character names besides Dimitri and Matt.
Keon is the only one I remembered.
Yeah. He does eventually meet Dimitri, and he's all beat up, but who cares? So the businessman picks up the gun. He's like, I don't want to kill you, but I have to. And he fires the gun, and in Dan's favorite climax twist, he loves it. It's his favorite scene.
It was rigged to blow up in his face, which was it made me laugh.
The gun
shoots.
shoots.
Okay, that's cool.
backwards and kills the man who fires it.
But
Which I thought
realistically,
was fucking stupid.
that would never happen. You can't make guns do that unless you build it specifically to
Backwards,
do that, and then it
yeah.
would look different than a regular gun.
Yeah.
So, way to go, movie. Way to
And
not
and
be-
like when he picked up the gun, it looked like the barrel of the gun was like stuffed with like lead. It was like blocked off, and I'm like, well, that wouldn't make it shoot backwards. It would just shoot into that and blow the gun up. I don't know, whatever. So it's really dumb, and it's a big morality play, I guess. Like, oh, what is he gonna do? It's like they have all these morals and things that they're trying to say, but it almost feels like it's just there to be there. Like there's no real message. It just feels like dressing for the film,
salad
I guess.
dressing.
Yeah, salad tossing. And it's just, like I said, this movie's just, I don't know, just there, I guess.
I prefer
And
ranch.
what happens after that? Is he just like, I'm
his
an
roommate.
idiot?
His roommate gets roped into it.
His roommate.
The guy at the beginning of the film that made the app with him.
Oh, okay. So he eventually realizes by looking on the businessman's phone that the same picture of his daughter looks like a Photoshop version of the picture of his girlfriend. So he's like, oh, how he figured that out, I would never, like, his inquiry into this, like
Is
we were
just
saying
pick
before,
up somebody's phone and see what's
doesn't make
happening.
any sense either. Like how he would ever jump that far in a leap of logic.
Maybe he's just a really big asshole who wants to get in everybody's business. Maybe we didn't consider that.
Well, he is a big asshole. They've already explained that, how shitty he is. So he decides to go to his girlfriend's work to check if she's there.
And she
So
is.
that means this whole film took place in the span of a day, in the span of 8 hours? Because, I mean, how long does this lady at work or whatever? So he gets there and she's fine. And he's like, oh, I'm so good. I'm going to be a better person. And I'm going to treat you better, not play video games. And I'm going to, like, fuck you. And we all know traumatic experiences always make people into better people. You know, it really changes their lives. They don't really just go back to the way they were because that's human nature. Or anything like that. They're totally changed. And then, like you said, it happens to his roommate, which I didn't even get. I thought it was just some other asshole they found just to perpetuate the idea. And the ending is the bad guy takes his mask off. The big reveal, it doesn't make sense. Who cares? He gets into a car and he's like talking to someone on the phone. He's like, yeah, so who are we going to do it to next? And then the fucking film is over. What are your final thoughts, Dan?
Don't watch this movie.
Don't watch this movie.
It
So,
just. I'm sorry.
You wanna play a game?
Yes, I do. But my final thought is, I'm sorry. All right, just leave me alone.
my final thought is don't watch this movie. So, we're going to play a game. We're going to play Dan's game that he came up with. I enjoyed it, so I thought, why don't we do it? So, if Dan can guess 3 of the 4 known for section under the IMDb page, you know how it shows the actual film cover and the title of it. If he can guess 3 out of 4 of those, he gets the good movie. Any less, and he gets the bad movie.
And if I get all 4, I get
Yes.
to choose.
Yes, he gets to choose. You have Al Pacino, Christopher Walken, and Danny Glover.
Al Pacino.
Okay.
Scarface.
I was going to give you a... Oh, yeah, okay. So
Godfather.
Scarface. Okay.
Godfather 2.
Okay.
And Heat.
You got all of those correct.
Damn it, yes! Oh, I am so good.
Holy shit. That was way too easy for you.
I'll let you pick. I don't have anything picked.
Ah,
But just know
that's
that
funny.
I
Yeah, you fucking
schooled
destroyed
you.
it. That's good. That was fucking sick. The movie I thought was going to be good is The Wailing.
That's the one that I
2016.
want to watch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've been wanting to
let's-
watch that one for a while.
Let's do that. The other one, the bad one, was going to be I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. It could be good. I don't know. But you have a choice. It sounds like you want to watch The Wailing.
Yeah.
Because you won the choice because you got all 4.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm thinking of it. So let's just do The Wailing.
Wailing, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit longer. It's like 2 hours and something minutes. But it looks like it's going to be good.
This is IMDb. So this is 2016, brand new. A stranger arrives in a little village and soon after a mysterious sickness starts spreading. Oh, great sentence there, IMDb. A policeman is drawn into the incident and is forced to solve the mystery in order to save his daughter.
Yeah, it's a Korean film. It was actually on the tail end of playing in Korea whenever we went to go visit. So we missed it in the theaters. We weren't able to find it.
Oh, okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever the fuck this was. I'm sorry I was so angry today. I gotta take my pills or something. I don't fucking know. I need to chill out. Because this movie did not warrant the amount of anger that I gave it.
But you got it.
It's just mediocre, and who fucking cares? And I guess I'm kind of mad at Dan for making me watch such a nothing movie.
Yeah, well, you know me. Please find us on the Twits. Please find us on the SoundClouds. Comments.
Old Boys _podcast. Please find us. We're on SoundCloud. We love you. We're thinking about you all the time. We hope you're doing okay. And let us know what you think of the show, if it's good or if it's bad, what movies you want us to watch. You can recommend movies to us. We don't give a fuck. We do whatever we want. No one tells us what to do. That's what's so great about podcasts. We just fucking... Our dicks flapping in the wind. Who cares? We live our own life. We're free. We play video games. We neglect our girlfriends. Who gives a shit? Don't tell me how to live my life, movie. I'm going to get drunk in the afternoon if I want. And on that note, Dan, you have the final word.
Now that you have listened to the entire show, you will find a package directly underneath your seat.
Oh, no.
You must take
Oprah?
it to the train station, and there you must give it to a film aficionado named Dimitri. He will give you the package to give to somebody else, and you shall listen to the next episode.
Good night and good luck.